Okay, let me see. Are you able to see the screen here?
Yes, clear.
Are you able to see DFMA.build?
Yep. Stop bleeding margins on unpredictable builds. Traditional construction is slow, fragmented, and chronically over budget. That's so true. Everyday life costs money, while miscommunication between design and construction leads to endless rework, material waste, and squeezed margins. So this essentially is the tag to what I'm going to be speaking about in on the Missing Middle Summit, because how we we target um these lower construction costs, even though I am doing traditional builds.
Mhm.
um Currently the idea is controlling cost through identifying all the inefficiencies, especially when it comes to like procuring materials and certain vendors that we often leverage to get really great pricing on certain things. Like with DFMA, I could see this being like 10 levels more, or more efficient, because now you're adding the controlled environment component, you're adding the um, set materials. Wastage, I still don't know how you'd calculate the wastage, because now there's wastage on the build, which I'm now trying to control. But then with DFMA, you're gonna have wastage on the manufacturing process.
Absolutely. So now, if you can see the workflow, what we're talking about DFMA, it's really from concept to construction. A lot of people do not understand the entire scope, and it's really laid out here on DFMA build. It's not just only about material supply chain. It's a combination of all, right from concept design. When you identify a land, you do a generated design. You look at construction strategy, circular construction strategy. You start building components and products, and then get into all the prefab, panelization, modular. Everything is at different levels and different step. And DFMA.build, we cover the entire gamut. So it's not just offsite construction, or it's not just only prefab panels or modular. It's this workflow that you're looking at end to end is being taken care on the platform, as well as you have a white glove service where our consultants, our experts can kind of take you through that concept design to construction in the entire workflow process using this AI platform for DFMA. But, Courtney, you're an experienced construction manager. You've got several years under your belt. What are your thoughts about this workflow that is being laid out here?
Yeah, you know what? It's pretty self-explanatory. It's brilliant. It simplifies it a lot. Um I I like that anybody that is unfamiliar with the term or the word or the acronym rather, DFMA, can come and take a look at this thing. And it's all really design based, right? You got concept design, schematic design, detailed design, and then you get into the construction. So it really simplifies it, um, that anyone not necessarily with a construction background could understand and see this as a business, as a model, as a structure for um, how efficiently things could now take place in the build world.
Absolutely. What I'd like to do is really immediately jump into the platform, because in the industry, as you may have heard this buzzword DFMA so often, and people talking about it, you may have seen a lot of presentations slide. But how do you really put it to practice? How do you take this entire knowledge base and orchestrate that? And that's what DFMA.build platform has built for us here. So I'll log in and I'll walk you through, since you understand this other different aspects that we're addressing. How is that kind of orchestrated? So jump into, like they say, where the rubber meets the road. So I'm going to log in into the platform. And you can come in and create your own user ID and a password here, and you're able to log in here directly. As you can see here, I've logged in on the DFMA platform here. Here's an example that we've taken about a 10 unit use case example. These are some realistic numbers. And it's really doing debt to service coverage ratio. So if I were to reduce the acquisition fee, you can see that all the numbers are changing. If I were to, and the debt service coverage ratio is growing. So this is like a live app here. So you can do a very quick construction analysis on your project quickly to be able to see what the numbers look like and if this is a deal or not a deal. So that's your first, because everything starts from the deal. Is it really even worth pursuing? That's why we have this construction analysis. Once we cover that, I'm going to quickly jump into the KPI for on-site versus off-site. We have taken into consideration all the different KPIs that one has to look at: on-site labor hours, on-site construction versus off-site. What are the benefits of one over the other? So typically, on an average, you're looking at a project duration 12 months, and in some cases, these are all research numbers. Not necessarily, it would differ from project to project, but this is a framework that we look at when we get into DFMA. Really, how do we kind of save time, on-site labor costs, material waste, material costs, quality, consistency, defects that happen on site, safety incidences that you have to worry about, carbon footprint, total construction costs, and some realistic numbers to be able to see of how we could save per square footage cost. These are not necessarily, it would vary from project to project. These are all forward-looking statements, so please do your due diligence as you sort of embark on a project. But this is a framework that we have, that we look at the on-site and off-site construction. This is super critical to be able to bring this to the front face forward to show exactly the financial impact and summary of benefits that you would have with on-site and off-site. What are your thoughts here, Courtney, that you're looking at this particular analysis framework in the DFMA environment?
Yeah, no, this is interesting. I like how you've taken that deep dive, even starting from the construction analysis, which is like a pro forma of some sorts, to now being able to do, these side-by-side comparisons and then showing the metrics of, how you can save and really the disparity between on-site and off-site, man. I've never actually seen any data presented in a way that's this clear and that could be actually done in real time.
Absolutely. And the whole idea and intent on this AI, sorry, go ahead, Courtney.
I'm just saying it's a game changer, the way in which it's being presented.
Yeah. The other thing is the intent is to tie back all these metrics rather than just verbally talk about these metrics. What are the real benefits, right? At the end of the day. So we hold these metrics like, hold your feet to the fire, if you will. When the construction is happening, how is it all getting impacted on the entire project out here? So as we move along, we get into the real nitty-gritty of how does this DFMA really work? So it's very important that we actually address the componentization. And so I'm going to actually start putting some DFMA components out here. As you can see, this is an exterior wall. So I've got an exterior wall. I'm just going to add some of the components here. You can actually customize based on the different components that you're about to build. So we've got a floor cassette, a floor system. And I'll get into quickly how these things, what is the paradigm of the DFMA side of it as I build this thing together. I have an MEP wet wall, so I've got that. I'm just building my entire DFMA componentization approach, and then I have a bathroom pod, which is a sub-assembly, and I'll explain quickly once I've sort of put this thing together. So you've got a kitchen pod. We're looking at a bathroom pod right now, so let's load that, and then we're looking at a kitchen pod. So we're going to go ahead and load that. Now you come to the assembly side of it. What does the assembly look like? The assembly is really more of a nested platform, if you will. And this is where that secret sauce is. And I'll get to it in a minute here for you. So the entire DFMA platform is revolving around this nested platform and being able to componentize and modularize all these different aspects of the build aspect in a very clear, distinct manner. So if I look at this configurable units, okay, so there we have it. So what I'm going to do is really explain the concept of DFMA. As you can see, when you're trying to build an entire unit, we've really categorized these products from a single unit. As you've seen, it could be an interior wall panel, if you will. That's a component in our world. Then we're looking at a kit. We're looking at like a kit in the sense like a bathroom pod. You're now taking all those components and having electrical, mechanical, and an entire pod, bathroom pod put together. And then you move to the next one. Now you're putting in a single distributed unit, if you will, or a combined distributed unit, which is a one bedroom configuration, basically, right? So it's a configured distributed unit of how that layout will come together. And then you have the final module. Is it a one bedroom or a two bedroom or a three bedroom? But really it's that one mod that you can move around. So that's the whole idea of DFMA. You break it down to the minutest component, and then you start doing kit apart, and then you do the CDU, and then you do the whole module. So the entire platform is revolving around this, and it's super critical as I walk you through the whole software environment, how all the bill of material, how all the professional services are all tied to these exact methodology from component kit to CDU, as well as this modular unit out here. So that's the whole premise out here. Do you have any questions or thoughts of what I've just explained here, Courtney?
No, so far, I mean, given my background, I mean, it's all really self-explanatory, and I like, again, how simplified it is. I think this would be easy for somebody without the technical background to follow.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as we move along, as you've seen, you've understood the power of like a nested component library. The L0 is the most minutest thing, you know. How do you build exterior wall panels, if you will? How do you build a floor cassette, right? It will then start drilling down to the bill of material and the labor. And this is where it starts getting more exciting. The bill of material is really organized, as you can see, by the module type, which is the highest sort of model, if you will, the room, one bedroom or two bedroom. And it's a multiplier. The bill of material will change. But really where you see where the excitement happens, you can drill down by a component. So in an exterior wall panel, what do you need? What kind of steps are going to be performed, or what sort of material are going to be used? Like a wood stud or OSB sheeting, any electrical thing that you're going to have. So you have that organized by that component here. So it's very specific. You can have a certain group of people, certain team member, only focus on that of getting all this bill of material. And then you can put a category, who are the trades that are going to be managing this material, if you will. You got the quantity, you got the unit cost, you got the total cost. And here's the power. You got the agentic AI shopper that finds you the best local price of your product. And this is that game changer we're talking about, is being able to, for AI to be able to go and search and scour the internet and get you that best match of the vendors and be able to save costs. I think this is that supply chain management where most of the contractors or builders would struggle with is already here. You got the website, you got the phone number, everything in one spot here.
Yeah.
And then you can do a deep research to verify the information that you're gathering. Is that legitimate? So you see here, it's a checkbox. It goes and says it's active and all that stuff. Sorry, go ahead, Courtney.
No, you're saying there's a verification check mark.
Yep.
Nice.
So it's going and verifying your website and all your vendors and stuff like that. Any questions so far in terms of how components, how the assemblies are coming together, the module and everything? The bill of material is really broken down right to that granular level. So you can literally have like an exterior wall panel, a second separate vendor altogether that's basically in another city or another location. You can distribute the work and give them this access so that this is what they want to be ordered with, basically at the component kit level, assembly level, and the whole house level type of thing.
Brilliant. I really like it.
So that's thank you, Courtney. So that's on bill of material. Now we come into the labor side of it, which is always a challenge. Now we're talking about exterior wall panel, right? Frame exterior wall panel. What are the different activities? You're going to install an insulation. Again, this might be at a component level if I want to be able to find out. And then you have the wood framer. It's going and doing shopping around with the AI search and trying to find out what the total cost might be, how many hours are speculated in that region for that specific task and activity, which is another game changer, because a lot of times, when you're a new builder or, general contractor, it gives you some sort of a framework of how many hours would be done. And you can edit it also. It's not like written in stone, but you have a starting reference of what time, how much time will it take. So if you're a builder or contractor, you can really start now bidding at this component level of what can be delivered. And you as a developer also can see it, as an investor also can see right at that line item and task level at a component or a kit assembly level.
Yeah. No, brilliant. This is the type of transparency the industry needs. I'm not sure where else this might be being done, but yeah, this is great as a back-end tool for managers and consultants to really be able to move forward in a way that they're so well informed and able to visually translate this to a client in a way that makes them appreciate the work that goes in here.
Absolutely. And then we get into more. We have not left any stone unturned. And, like you said, I don't know who's doing this. There's a lot of labor of love that's gone into this making, about 10 years of groundwork and R&D and my technical background in technology and things of that. And having bought homes, fix and flipped, and, seeing where the industry, what are the gaps. And so there's a lot of labor of love and IP that's come together to put this framework out here. And what we've done is we've not left any stone unturned. We understand that whether it's material or labor, you want to be able to quickly get some quotes, maybe for an electrician or a plumber. Maybe you are looking for a crane company and an HVAC guy. This is an AI quoting search engine for bill of material and for your labor itself in one spot. And you can have, like, say, get me 4 quotes or get me 5 quotes from each trade. And this can really, take away a lot of that burden. If one contractor doesn't show up, you have everything almost Uberizing the whole, contract from a general contractor perspective and build perspective. It can run all those quotes for all these different, whether it's trades, whether it's material. You have a complete, like, broken down by different categories that you've selected here.
Yeah, I like it. And you've tested this on both the BIM and as well as standard drawings, or this is only for BIM right now?
The drawings are something that we're going to be attaching it at a component level, so people can look at it at a Revit and things of that. So you, just like how you have the images and stuff like that, you can actually click on that component, and any trades guy can see all the Revit files that are specific to that component, or that are specific maybe to the assembly, to be able to build it out there. So they can literally have it on their computer, on their workstation, or maybe on their mobile. We're looking to kind of do that. And this is where everything, you know, changes out here, makes it super powerful. You have this visual view of your project timeline, which is, do you see these yellow boxes out here, like a triangle here?
The caution stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like a caution, meaning there's some clash of your timelines basically for that activity and that component. So it tells you in advance, so you're not like having an aha moment, oh my God, this went off or this did not go off. You have a visual outline. What are the tasks that are completed, in progress, delayed, why it's delayed? And while you're trying to do planning, you have this visual way of figuring out, hey, maybe this should be extended more for site preparation. That's not good enough if you're just going less 2 or 3 months. It gives you all that AI calculation and to bring you into that zone that's more safer, to be able to project the timeline here at different levels and different stages. On-site and off-site both have been taken into consideration, from stitching connections to module installation, exterior facade, all that has been taken into consideration out here. And this is where the task list is. And this is super, super critical. The one-shot view for any tradesperson, it looks at a certain task and tells you whether this level of coordination is hybrid. Is it on-site? Is it off-site? Which is super, super critical. How many people are involved? Who are the people that are actually going to be looking at it? What's the material status out there? It's not just about the team and people and plan dates, but also material status. It tells you for this specific task, the structure of steel has been delivered, lumber has been delivered out here. You can plan dates and you can see the actual dates, and then you can see the progress and whether it's completed or not. You can start adding tasks out here in one shot out here.
Yeah, that's brilliant, man. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, I could tell you invested a lot of time and thought into this.
Yeah. So you're on point, Courtney. You know, when we speak DFMA, we are committed to it. We are not using it as just a concept word. We want to bring this into the hands of the builders, the capital investors, people that are really looking for ways to reduce, cut costs. And that's why we're very, very mindful of the orchestration, because DFMA is a design for manufacturing assembly. It's not something that you're doing just standalone in a offsite factory and you don't know what the heck is going on site. That's where everything fails. So that's why we're very, very mindful and conscientious right to the project management level. What are the activities that are on site? What is off site? What's hybrid? Where is it standing? It's super critical. That entire orchestration of on-site, off-site, hybrid will lead you to that promised golden or silver lining, if you will, to be able to cut costs, manage labor, build a scalable kind of execution from logistics, from supply chain to labor, and building a very superior product wherever you have scalability opportunities.
That's right.
And last but not the least, nothing can survive without money and funding. We have, like, if you're a missing middle guy and, you're always, like, if you're a starting builder or a new builder that's just, wanting to do some build yourself and save money, you need to figure out where to get the financing. What more better way can it be? CMHC financing. Well, CMHC financing might be for Canada, but this can be also customized for US. We're really addressing, and we could go all across the world with these principles itself. So CMHC financing, we're just looking at right now in Canada, which a lot of people that are doing the missing middle are confused. What are the steps? What are the criteria for CMHC financing? You've got a complete checklist out here. The power is being given to you as a developer or a builder to be able to go through the checklist and see if your numbers are really going to pencil out. Are you CMHC ready or not? You don't have to run around and wait for days and months to figure out whether your property, if you're sitting on a land or you're thinking about a project, you immediately look at an opportunity, come here, you've got a checklist out here. Not only that, then you have an onboarding, which most of the brokers or banks will need. That's already integrated out here. And then finally, you have the full-on mortgage application that is super needed by most of the banks. So once you complete this, our goal is really to build an entire community of lenders, banks, private money, bring that entire community together to be able to actually look at your deal and do an AI assisted underwriting for you. And that is super powerful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I could see why you mentioned those guys and how excited they got when you presented this. And again, just to consider, this is like, I don't know how many versions of this you've gone through, but if this is the first iteration, by the time you start getting some feedback from it being out there, you start tweaking and tidying up this part. This is the part that I'm less familiar with because I'm more on the technical side. I geek out on the build. But yeah, if this is stuff that you could all house in one platform, then now you're almost like direct to developer.
Yep.
Right.
This is empowering the developer. We can also offer you, done for you consulting, white glove services where you have experts like Courtney that will be onboarded and will be managing your project and guide you through. So we've got different sort of levels of engagement, whether you want to hands off, use this platform for yourself, or else you want it done for you, have our consulting experts to be able to guide you. We could do that. But the bottom line is really our goal here is to really go back. If you go back here, stop the bleeding margins on unpredictable bills and really come join us. We're looking for other developers also that will join us, will get onboarded. And then we start bringing, if you become an approved developer vendor that understands DFMA, understands how to execute the project, really deliver high quality products to the clients, we are also building an entire network of opportunities for all the builders and developers and people that are actually approved, select vendors with us that are using this platform and are showing real results. They would be the first ones that we would actually hand over business to them all across through our network, basically. So it's a super critical, important part for you as a developer, a first-time developer, or other community members to join in and receive the benefits of us going to market together out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm on board, man. This is all exciting stuff. This is cutting edge. I've always sought after how to incorporate more technology into what I do because, let's be honest, man, there's been a lot of disruption in construction, but, I'm more so seeing it on the, material side. Obviously, there's tons of great equipment and methodologies of how to apply things, but not so much on the tech side. And I know there's a lot of software out there to explore, but there's nothing that really targets the the driving the cost down, which is a huge hurdle. A lot of people are acknowledging, like, listen, the reason why it's so unaffordable to build affordable housing is because these how would you say, inconspicuous costs that go out the door. Like it's hard to track some of the spending that goes into construction because there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of operational expense, and it all comes back to the end user. So if we could, you know, find these redundancies early, using such a platform, using AI, take some of that heavy lifting and the over processing of the human mind that we can now apply to spending more time going out to execute. I think, you know, what you've got here is a great tool. It's a great resource for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to put a pause. Thank you for all your professional expertise and inputs, Courtney, and we'll stay tuned. I'm going to pause this for a second, and thank you for watching this demo, whoever sees this demo, and we would love to have you as a part of our community, growing community, because this is the secret code to construction for optimization and cost savings.
Yeah, well, most welcome.